A Jake Tregeagle documentary, a sequel to a Thanksgiving documentary. I'm here with Pinkbird,
Hello, yellow.
and we're gonna be pretty much discussing about Jake Tregeagle, aka Thanksgiving. Now, this is kind of like an off-script documentary, so expect a lot of and and pauses because this is an off script documentary and also like repeating certain words. But we will try our best to explain the best we can. And this is solely out of experiences that we had with this man. Uh yeah, with this man. So just a warning, there would be, pedophilic behavior mentioned, and it's only suitable for mature audiences. So,
And
if
one
you're,
final thing, and one thing that I want to mention right away, it is by no means necessary that you should slander, witch hunt, or harass this person, even though his actions. Um, this video is solely made to spread awareness about the situation and to remind everyone of what Thank Thingy and slash Jake Tregeagle had done.
exactly, thank you, Pink. Yes. So, this is pretty much a call out. This is a call out for Jake Trago and what he has done. There will be 3 chapters, but um, you're just gonna have to find out for yourself of what they are. We're gonna pretty much go all the way to the beginning, like all the way in the early 2025. So let's just get on with this documentary because you know we got a lot of explaining to do, and then at the end we will you know say our word and mine, and we will speak to it. So chapter 1, 2025. On January 12th of 2025, Singh was caught and exposed for pedophilia. He had groomed multiple minors, including myself. I was the first ever victim. He had groomed me since October 2024 to the near end of December of 2024. And when Singh got exposed, um, there was like a lot of backlash. It was a crazy, chaotic, and devastating crossfire. And that would mark the end of his online career and his online reputation on YouTube. He had over 60K subscribers from that channel that he had. So after he's been um exposed, he deleted his YouTube channel and and um after that throughout the entire year it was an absolute living fucking nightmare. It was a living hell because we had pretty much had to deal like with his bullshit related to his bullshit. There was impersonation going on, and like there was people that was still supporting and glazing him even after um Sancini got exposed for pedophilia.
So, like a further note to this thing, those impersonation accounts are mostly from kids who either refuse to believe the truth about Thang Thingy or did not know the truth yet. But regardless of it is, people were are making sock puppet accounts, and more also farther to in an attempt to continue Thang Fing's legacy, even though he'd been rightfully cancelled for or or victimizing seven minors, and half of them are fully groomed by him. So apparently, to take away from this, Thang Thingy went and to groom seven victims in 2025, and four had unfortunately fallen victim, such as Luna and Courtney.
And then two others named Ethan and Cosina. So back to let's see. Yeah, and I myself got into drama. I got myself into trouble because of what Pinkford said about the sock puppets and the kids that was um impersonating and glazing and supporting Sanksini because I didn't want to be reminded about Sanksini anymore because he had truly broke me. He's the reason why I retire. He's partially the reason why I retire, and he's also the main big reason why I got obsessed with Cowboy Carter, Beyonce Cowboy Carter, because I have lost happiness. I have lost pleasureness. I even went as far as into dating 6 people. Yes, you heard that right. 6 people. I was polyamorous and I just didn't know how to cope after losing my greatest and bestest of bestie who became a sick monster, who became a sick predator and was just using me and the others for his sexual pleasure and his PORN addiction. And he just took an advantage of that. And here's something that you guys need to know. Um I'm hypersexual. So Paper, do you want to explain and to what that means?
I would do. So, according to, and I'm gonna say this in controversial predictions, like Google's AI overview and searching up hypersexuality, it is an intense, uncontrollable focus on sexual fantasies, urges, or behaviors that feel difficult to manage and cause significant personal distress, shame, or problems in relationships, work, or daily life. It is officially recognized as compulsive sexual behavior disorder, or CSBD, by the World Health Organization, aka WHO, in the ICD-11.
Yes, so Thanksini has taken advantage of my hypersexuality. He took advantage of that. So Yeah, that's what happened. Um, yeah, so I'm very hypersexual. So the way I was acting towards him and around him, and like everywhere with him, kind of led him into doing that. But he took that as an advantage. He kind of went, well, he went too far. Not kind of, but he went too far. He went too far with that. And this is where, you know, all of this is happening. So, throughout the entire year, um, 2025 was nothing but a living fucking hell. It was so fucking miserable. I just couldn't describe like how bad I really wanted this that year to end. I just can't describe it to you. I have lost some part of myself because of this. And um it was just horrible. I just can't even describe it to you guys. But now after all of that, we will now fast forward to July 2025, where unfortunately, Thank Thingy will come back to um supposedly quote unquote redeem himself. So here goes chapter two.
Let me do this
July
part.
of 2025. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as all of you might have heard from Courtney at the end of chapter 1, as we thought things wouldn't get any worse, it unfortunately did in the exact same year. Um, Around July, Thank Thingy decided to make a return to YouTube under the username Thank Thingy 2025. And at first, we were kind of skeptical about this because this might have probably been another sock puppet account created by a user or something that would like to continue boosting Thank Thingy his reputation even after his exposure. But unfortunately, that was not the case. As Thank Thingy 2025, that YouTube channel was Thank Thingy himself. If you saw the channel and you went to his videos, you could actually hear and make out that that was Thank Thingy's voice. Like, that was all Thank Thingy. And a lot of people were are looking over Thank Thingy. Like, they were shocked. And there was also another reason that was controversially plagued a bit. So either me and Courtney are going to tell this right now, but we'll see it later. So it's either me or Courtney. So what of so sometime after Thank Thingy made his return to YouTube, he released an apology post stating in that apology post, "Can we please move on from this drama already? Otherwise, I'm not gonna have a good future." Which is kind of thing that makes Thank Thingy double down on his previous controversies as an accident, when this was literally his doing to four victims, as explained earlier. Um, a lot of people such as when Thank Thingy came back, the reception originally was set to mixed. People such as Levy Cookie, Music and Music Note Studios as examples, and another person who will start talking again real soon, were welcoming we're welcoming him back with open arms. Um, and it apparently when those comments were like that, like the when the comments were welcoming a pedophile back with open arms, it literally makes it feel like everyone was manipulated into thingy's return, even though after everything he went through. Even a user cosplayed as Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5 even welcomed him back with open arms. And PPG Planet would later go on to expose Thank Thingy again, where he said that in the title that Thank Thingy isn't sorry for his actions, which with his return to YouTube definitely felt like he definitely wasn't sorry for his actions to begin with. Because if you were exposed for pedophilia 6 months ago or something around the time that happened, why would you later decide to go back and try to reboot your career? Like that clearly does not make any approval from anyone who was attacked by your previous grooming attitudes. And not too long later, later, um, he made another post where he called himself the absolute worst human being that has ever lived on this planet. But you can probably go watch PPG Planet's secondary exposed in VR on Fang Thingy to know more information. Because if I were to say everything about it here, we would probably be here forever, and we probably don't have that much time anyway. Um, and before I let Courtney talk again, I just want to make it clear right away that shortly after her PPG Planet made that exposure video, just like last time when he was exposed, he deleted his channel, and we were all hoping that this time he'd be gone for good. But as you will see later in this documentary video, and probably because you already know yet, that unfortunately didn't happen. Now I'm gonna leave the rest of the chapter to Courtney herself, because this is first or secondary return, I think. Um Pretty much speak for herself because she got quite in the fiddle with some people following this return. So Courtney, would you mind explaining what happened around that time?
Yes, I will explain, even though I was planning on not to explaining, but unfortunately, I also opened hands of welcoming back Sanksini, even though I wasn't supposed to. But I was, I thought that he could be redeemed, so I opened him back up with um open hand, and I just genuinely thought that he wasn't a bad person after doing all of that. But I didn't realize from the others that he was still considered a bad person. Because I wasn't really aware of the consequences of pedophilia. I wasn't really aware because I was 15, 16 back at the time. So I kind of really didn't know any better. But I had changed, and I now realize the consequences of pedophilia. And to point this out, when Saint Singing came back of July, he um revealed he um admitted, supposedly admitted that he quote unquote went to jail. I don't know if that's true, but what I do know is he said that he went to jail for 6 months and he went to therapy, and after staying there for 6 months, his parents thought that he had spent enough time in there, so they bailed him out and just let his um let the predatory um son, the predator child, roam around scot free, which is why he came back. But I will explain what they should have done in the last chapter, which is chapter 3. So that's that. And now after all of this thing thingy, after all of this, fast forward um exactly a year later, 2026. Now we're getting to the present. July 2026, 1 year later. Um last month of July was already for me a living hell. I didn't like July at all, cause I've been through some shit. I really been through some shit. But then, to add fuel to the fire, at the end of July, PPG Planet will come to us, to the community, and reveal that unfortunately, for either the second or third time, Thank Thingy came back. Jake Tregeagle came back again. And when
And
I
let me
found
and let me tell you guys, and she found out about this, she had a literal panic attack. I, I, I don't know if the audio is going to be playing, but if not, I will guarantee you that she was screeching, she was screaming, she was absolutely mentally going insane. Like, damn, it was honestly kind of terrifying to see her go such crazy. Like, I never heard something like that from her before, so it it really terrified me to see her go this cuckoo crazy. And the channel that we're specifically talking about on where our thing thingy came back is Jakester 2004 and Jake T04. Now, let us explain, or more specifically, Courtney do most of the explain, on why we think this channel is also Fang Fingy. So, Courtney, take it away.
as someone who was this man's ex girl bestie, I recognized everything about him. I recognized the thumbnails. I recognized the animation. I recognized everything. His voice. The first thing that will come to mind when you say, "Oh, that's Zanzini," is his voice. Like legitimately, y'all can listen to it right now. I'll give you some time to listen to it. You can tell that that is Zanzini's voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we introduce a new animation series to the world. This one's called Jimmy Choo and the School Squad. This is a pilot episode, by the way, and this is where Jimmy Choo crosses over with Baldi's Basics.
That's his voice. That's all the evidence proof that you need. His voice. His voice explains it all. That tells me, that shows me, that tells and show all of us that he officially came back again after He's supposedly, from the last chapter from last year, that he was going to go back to jail because the last thing he said on that call out, that second call out video from PPG Planet was, I screwed, I screwed cops, take me back. He lied about that. He lied about that shit. Because if you check on the channel description, he made that channel the same exact fucking day he was exposed and caught for the second time by PPG Planet. He did not go to jail. In fact, he probably never went at all. He still was able to roam around the fucking internet. He was able to still roam around YouTube.
And this
And
is what I'd like to call getting off scot free from the people that hate you. Like, this was what Fang Fing was doing. He was not going back to jail. He was creating a new channel on that exact same day to avoid criticism and get off scot free so he could still continue his legacy. Which just, in my eyes, and probably your eyes as well, is just pathetic. Just absolutely pathetic.
mhm,
Like, this is not what you should be doing. If something like that happened, you should not just go ahead to create a new channel. You should just accept that you're called out, pack your bags, and leave the internet. But what Thank Thingy just did, it's just like, hell, I'm going back to jail. No, psych, I'm creating a new channel and I'm gonna make sure that you guys aren't seeing it 1 year late until 1 year later. That uh yeah, that is just disgusting if you ask me. I cannot believe in myself, but like, this is probably the worst way of trying to get off scot free from your actions. I just had to fill in the void and tell you my personal thoughts on that.
mhm. And mind you, he started posting literally the first day of July. That's when, he thought, you know what? Maybe I should do it again. Because I'm just gonna be real. Real talk. Thanksini, aka Jake Tregeagle, is absolutely fucking delusional. I can't get any more real than this. He is fucking delusional into thinking that he could just go scot free without us realizing and just try to revive his prime from 2024. His prime of 2024. And the funny thing is, he literally turned off the comments so nobody would say any shit to him. He don't got no community tab post activated. Or even if he does have it activated, I don't think he would post anything. Post a community tab post. And he turned off his handle so he can stay low and not be noticed by anyone. But little
So
do we
that's all
know.
right. We apologize for the inconvenience. Courtney, go ahead. I just wanted to say something, but yeah, I'm just gonna let Courtney continue. But all I'm gonna say this is why I said this is the worst way of getting off scot free from your actions. All right, I'm dipping for now. I'll be back later.
Little do we know. No matter if he changed his identity, his persona, anything, we will find him. No matter what, we will find him. And at the end of the day, at the end of everything, we deserve justice. We haven't had justice in since last year. We want justice. We need justice because we deserve better. We deserve so much better because of the way that this disgusting, disturbing, and pathetic liar has treated us and taken advantage of. Saying thingy, Jake Tregeagle, if you're somehow, somewhat watching, listening, and just seeing all of this, you are pathetic. You need to grow the fuck up. You are almost 22 years old. And the fact that you think it's okay to get away scot free without like facing the consequences, I honestly think that you being in jail for 6 months wasn't enough from last year. You should have stayed in there longer. Your parents should have bailed your ass out. Because you deserve to rot in there. Hell, even for another 6 months. Hell, even for a year. Hell, even longer. You are honestly pathetic. And you are so fucking delusional. You are. If you think that in the big 2026 you're going to get your prime that you had since 2024. That's not happening. Thanks thingy. Jake Traeger. You know what? Instead of just calling you Thanks thingy, I'm gonna just call you Jake Traeger. In fact, I'm gonna just call you Jake. Cause that is your real name. That's the name that you use for your new channel. Jake. I know that you don't want to listen to what we had to say, but I will say this. You are by far the most pathetic, disgusting, low-life piece of shit I have ever met. Because you actually think after all of this, you could just, you know, do what you want without facing the consequences. What you did to me and the others from last year is unacceptable. And that won't be forgiven. That is unforgivable right there. And you should be ashamed of yourself. In fact, your whole family should be ashamed of themselves. Especially your parents. They should be ashamed for bailing your ass out. They should have kept your ass there. I don't know why you don't want to give us justice. Because we deserve justice. If you don't want to give us justice, then what the fuck can we do? What the fuck can we do with and without you? We have no peace. We have nothing. Because you won't give us what we want. Jake, get off the internet. Period. You have truly impacted and affected me in the worst way possible. You made me go through this hell because of your bullshit. Jake, you need to start using your fucking head. You need to start using your fucking brain. You need to realize that you are a fucking predator. You need to realize that you are a fucking pedophile. I don't know. I don't know why you don't get that. I don't know why you don't get the memo. Jake, you are a pedophile. You are a predator. You are someone who shouldn't be around with minors. Period. You're someone who shouldn't have a platform on YouTube. You are someone who shouldn't be around with an audience. You are someone who shouldn't be around on the internet. Get off the internet. Go do something with your fucking life. Instead of trying to come back here again and again and again and just, doing this. Because do you realize how many people, how many victims that you have hurt and traumatized? The main victim.
Now I'm going to finally end this off with a few pointers. Now, the first thing I'm gonna say is, throughout the many pedophiles that I've actually seen and caught, well, all of us, from the recent one being Zen all the way to now, the first ever one that we've met, which is Thank Thingy. Never in my days would I have seen a pedophile that's more worse than anybody, and I mean anybody, that I've seen. Because not only does he have weird stuff on his computer that Sparks mentioned in her part, but he also doubled down to a 12-year-old. Like he doubled all the way down to that age. And it still disgusts me to this day about how this guy is still on YouTube online, and yet he's lied about going to jail twice. I'm surprised there's not even a law about that, by the way. If there is on Google, bro, I'd have to search that up and, put that on screen. If there's actually a law for that, then, oh my lord, that would be, the best thing. Because that means he could legally go to jail for doing that. But either way, I'm just gonna say this right now, and get this off my chest and out the way. Pedophilia is a serious crime, and should not be joked around and stuff. It is a serious crime, and the fact that more and more people, which funny enough is mainly men, by the way, roam the internet, and they, at some point, it's mainly even YouTubers doing this, by the way, which is odd enough. They go on Discord, they go on Roblox, they go on YouTube, and they do the most horrific things on there, on any social media platform. And I'm pretty sure most of it happens on Discord. Pretty sure. Now, Thank Thingy was the worst of them all, because, hell, there's probably some people that's more worse out there than him, that I don't even know about. But, the fact that this guy's done all that, and yet he's still roaming YouTube and on the internet, is actually genuinely baffling to all of us. And I don't know why he's on the internet at all. But apparently he is, and YouTube can't take full accountability for that. So that's just great for us, Now, this is the third time he's came back on YouTube, because he literally was on YouTube 2 years ago, and after he got exposed, which, funny enough, he got exposed by Zen and PPG, he was taken off the internet, and he basically deleted his channel. The second time he was caught, he got exposed again, and he pretty much deleted everything. And on his second channel, he even made an entire apology video about the stuff that he did. And now here we are. Third time he came back, he removed comments, he removed community posts, and he removed his own OC from his videos, so that we wouldn't notice it was him. Now, dog, I'm gonna be so for real, you doing that doesn't, change the fact that you're a pedophile, and also doesn't really fully hide your identity. I'm gonna be so for real with you. And not to mention, your voice is still in your videos. You're still using your voice in your videos. And you're still using your OCs in there. Like, you realize that you using you removing your own persona isn't the main thing that's also in your series, by the way. Like, I just want that to be vaguely known right now. But pretty much, he did all that so that way none of us would find him or comment. And if we eventually did, that none of us would be able to comment on his videos. So that way he wouldn't get caught.
Hi, my name is Luna, and this is my section. I am a victim, so, listen, I don't know how these stuff work, and this is my first time technically being in a collab with somebody else, so I don't know how these videos work, so this is my first time doing this, so, and if I'm breathing a lot, I apologize. I'm just stressed out because of this situation, so I'm gonna just try to make this a little bit, not short, but like, not too long either, but you know what I mean. As we may know of right now, Mr. TT is back on the internet, and when I first heard this, I was shocked because I'm like, what the shit is going on? And reminder, I got, I don't even know if I can say this one on YouTube, but groomed by him 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years ago. And I was only 12 around the time when this happened, and I was just so uncomfortable with doing it, but I had to, and I was scared to tell y'all because I didn't know what to do. So, and I just didn't like how the fact that TT was making me uncomfortable, and I would have told him to stop, but I just couldn't because I didn't know what to do, and I was just feeling so goddamn uncomfortable, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? How the fuck do I even do this shit? Sorry if I'm swearing. Okay, listen, like I said, I'm stressed the hell out, so I'm sorry if I'm swearing. YouTube, for the love of God, please don't take this video down. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. Just please don't take this video down, alright? Okay, and now I will technically show some proof from him grooming me. So, yeah. And again, I'm so sorry for my fan. It's like so hot in this room, so I apologize. And like I said, I'm stressed right now, and I'm finna go insane. So, I'm gonna just get this over with. Also, I don't know if this nigga was on fucking crack or not, but he really wanted me to mow. Do you not know I'm like 12? I'm not 12 anymore, I'm 14, but did he not know I was like 12 back then? Like, let's be for real. Like, do we not know I was a minor? I'm still a minor today, but like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna just show you the other ones and talk about it. You wanna know the worst part? It's the fact that he's over here talking about let's see some big boobs and like thick ass. And I'm like, okay, back it up, because first of all, I didn't even want to do this in the first place, okay? Number two, why did I even decide to do this? I don't know. I didn't want to do it, but I had no choice. Number three, I hated every bit of it, and it felt like I was getting held against my goddamn will. I don't know why. 4, I felt like I was like I felt so stressed, and I was also going through depression issues at this time, which I will put them up on the screen of what I was going through back then. 5, I think this nigga must have smoking some shit, because I don't know what the fuck he got me doing over here talking about some kiss me, like, let's like kiss and stuff, moan in the mic, tell him how much you love you, like, what the shit? I don't even think I'm speaking properly. I don't know what's going on, okay? I'm stressed the hell out. And I am done now.
myself, why did I retire? Why did I get upset with Cowboy Carter? Why did I date 6 people? Why am I just so unhappy? Why was my life a living fucking hell last year? Because of you. Because of your ass. So, honestly, Jake, stop trying and give up. Because you need some help. Period. You really do need some help.
I would like to say something too.
Okay, go ahead.
And don't think hey, Corey's gonna be the one to say some things. I've got some personal things to say about how to use it too, Jake. Tregeagle. Man, I'm just going to be very blunt here. You are literally one of, if not the worst people I'd ever known in my entire life. Your Barney literally 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 everything about you just fills me with negativity. Every single second of the day, somebody talks about it. I don't blame them, but like every single time I'm reminded about you, I just get I just get filled with rage. I absolutely despise you with every fiber of my being. I Thanks to you, I'm literally going to be quoting a um tweet that Markiplier did on his own opinion on getting over it. So here's what I'm going to say, and most of it anyway. I hate Thank Thingy, Thankster, Liar, Chick Tregeagle with every fiber of my being. Nobody except him has left me with more hatred in my heart. Because of you, Thank Thingy, he grew in my bestie, Courtney, and some other people that I know, such as Ethan and Coffina. I have no love left anywhere in my soul as a result of the terrible, terrible person in you. I urge every single person on this platform to stay as far away from him as humanly possibly. I wish people to become pedophiles only upon the worst of enemies, and even then, you will be a cruel person for making in them become a pedophile and punishing them to the extreme so intensely. I have a full-blown migraine at the absolute crazy fantasies I have felt towards me really wanting you to be dead off the world. For literally a year and months, I just really wished you ceased to exist. But I won't think about that anymore because that would be considered attempted murderer, and that is a illegal act punishable by law. My only recommendation towards you, Jack Tregeagle, is to stop trying. Because no matter where we go, we will always find you and we will expose you again, again, and again, and again, even if it goes to the far end of the universe, of the far end of humanity. I don't give a fuck. Stop trying, and I hope your parents revoke all your electronic devices and destroy it, because you do not deserve a platform. You do not deserve the internet. You deserve nothing. I'll say the first part of my I paraphrase from Markiplier again. I hate you with every fiber of my being. No other person has left me with more hate in my heart. I have no love left anywhere in my soul as a result of the terrible, terrible creep of a person that you are. In personal hearts, fuck you big time, get off the internet, and go to hell. I don't ever want to see you again in my entire fucking life. And to quote Jay Stiffy, get blazed!
And with that being said, everybody, that's the entirety of a Jake Tregeagle documentary. Once again, apologies for a lot of the and a lot of pauses because this is an off-script documentary. So now you're caught up with the news of the unfortunate, used to be infamous, Thanks Sydney, aka Jake Tregeagle. And we sincerely hope that you now have a clear understanding of who he is and what he has done to me and the others and pretty much everything. Just everything. And I'm just gonna say this. So instead of saying, God bless you, may have good have may God have mercy on your soul, because I'm a Christian and you know yeah, I'm just gonna say this. Jake Trago, you are a predator. And I will say this one final thing to conclude this documentary. Jake Trago, you are a monster. Thanks for watching.